President Bayar of Turkey is greeted by Vice President Nixon on his arrival in Washington at the start of a goodwill tour which will take him from coast to coast. The 70-year-old statesman, first Turkish head of state to visit America, is cheered through the capital streets. President Bayar, the United States' strongest ally against communism in the Middle East, motors to the White House, where he is to receive the Legion of Merit, the highest honor our government can give a foreigner in peacetime. A greeting from President to President. Sir Edmund Hillary, conqueror of Mount Everest, eyes another lofty challenge, the Empire State Building. The lanky New Zealander, in America for a lecture tour, finds the easy way to scale the 1,500-foot steel and concrete colossus. From the observation tower, Sir Edmund looks down on a sight far different from the snow-capped Himalayas, but a thrilling sight nevertheless for the hero of Everest. At Fort MacArthur, California, the 7th Armored Division Association pays tribute to a World War II buddy. Charles Heilberg, Vice President of the organization, presents an honor citation to Will Rogers, Jr. for heroism under fire while fighting with the division, and for his outstanding performance in the Warner Brothers movie, The Boy from Oklahoma. Fighting men of the 7th congratulate the boy from Oklahoma.
Supplies tumble out of the skies over Dien Bien Phu, the beleaguered French jungle outpost in northern Indochina. Transports, too, feed vital supplies to the strategic garrison commanding the approaches to Laos. Completely encircled by communist Viet Minh rebels, it can be supplied only from the skies. While the work of fortification and build-up goes on, the planes, defying red anti-aircraft fire, keep open the airlift to Saigon. To the 13 crack battalions at Dien Bien Phu, outnumbered 3 to 1 by the communists, the supplies may provide the tools for smashing the Viet Minh attack. Victory here could turn the tide in the war. Defeat would be disastrous. Asia's future may well be at stake in the remote, obscure outpost of freedom in Indochina. Troubled Morocco is shaken by new unrest. Hundreds of tribal chieftains parade through the streets of Tetuan, denouncing France and asking for Spanish help in seceding from French Morocco. Rafael Bellino, High Commissioner in Spanish Morocco, pledges his government's aid to the chieftains in throwing off the French authority. Another crisis in hot, tense North Africa. In Berlin, East-West clashes mark the early days of the momentous Big Four Conference of Foreign Ministers. Britain's Anthony Eden urges sidetracking of a Soviet proposal for a Big Five meeting with Red China. Secretary of State Dulles joins with Francis Bidault in supporting Eden's stand, and Russia yields. Russia's Molotov, arriving here with grim-faced Andrei Gromyko, next confronts the West with a formal Soviet request for a World Disarmament Conference in 1954. The meeting would include United Nations members as well as non-members, thus making Red China eligible to attend, and would also be linked to the problem of atomic weapons. A cautious world wonders, is Molotov making peace or propaganda behind the closed doors at the crucial Big Four Conference? By every kind of transportation known, a swelling stream of Hindu pilgrims swarms into the ancient Indian city of Sangam, whose origin reaches back into the shadows of antiquity. They have come, more than 1 million of them, to bathe in the sacred waters where the Jamuna and Ganges rivers flow together. It is a centuries-old custom celebrated every 12 years, which starts with long hours of prayer and meditation. In the holy waters, rich and poor, old and young, wash away the forces of evil, seeking a spiritual and physical rejuvenation. As far as the eye can see, devout Hindus fulfill a mystic and mysterious ritual.
Meet Jack and his fur-lined neckpiece, Siski. An interesting couple if they don't get too close. That's Jack Bucksbaum on the bottom. With Siski, a 15-month-old mountain lion, he lives in Corte Madera, California. Siski's no backseat driver, but he likes the windshield down, and if the car hits over 20, he'll bail out. Shopping's never a problem. No pushing, shoving crowds to put up with. Now, home for supper. And who wouldn't risk an arm for a snack with Siski? He's willing to share Jack's food after he's finished his own, and Jack, well, he takes it lying down. Siski's just an overgrown kitten, says Jack, and he's still got both arms to prove it. In Nottingham, England, America's Bobby Dawson hits the canvas in his middleweight bout with unbeaten Yolanda Pompey. At the count of 9, Dawson starts to struggle gamely to his feet, but Pompey, unbeaten in more than 60 fights, takes charge and quickly has Bobby in trouble again. Dawson's down, and it looks like for good, but the fans, including Tommy Farr, see the American saved by the bell. Suddenly, the fight takes an about-face. It's Dawson now who's dishing out the heavy punishment, belting and battering the Trinidad-born Pompey. Capping an amazing comeback, Dawson piles up enough points to win the decision. A spectacular win for the rugged American.